To that breaking news out of North Baltimore, a heavy police presence right now on the campus of Johns Hopkins University. Police officers have surrounded Garland Hall. That is where students have been holding a sit-in protest. It's entered its 36th day. WMAR2 News' Megan Knight has been at that scene all morning. Megan, give us a rundown of what you've seen out there so far.
Well, Christian, things are really happening minute by minute out here, so I'm going to step out of the way so you can get a good visual of what's going on here behind me. So we are at Garland Hall, which is the main administrative building here on the Homewood campus at Johns Hopkins University. So I'd say about 15-20 minutes ago, police using chainsaws and hammers got into Garland Hall, which was chained up, we're told by the school, by the protesters who are inside of Garland Hall. So they used the chainsaws and the hammers, broke through the doors, and they are now inside the building. We have not seen anybody come outside as of yet. But then also towards more the left here, we've got a small group of student protesters who have come out. They've been chanting things like JHU, shame on you. They've also been saying things like Ronnie D loves PD, referencing to the Johns Hopkins University President Ronald Daniels here. Now, just to kind of give you a background of what happened that led up to this moment, these students have been protesting here at Garland Hall for over a month now over Johns Hopkins pushing for a private police force for the Homewood campus, also for the hospital in East Baltimore and the Peabody Conservatory in Mount Vernon. They do not want this police force, so they've been inside the hall on and off for about a month. And then according to the school, last week, about a week ago, the students did what they call a forcible occupation of the building that forced the school to evacuate everybody who works inside the building, including the president of the school there. And they've been trying to work with them, the school says, for about a week now to end this peacefully. They've even offered the students amnesty because they say the students are technically trespassing. This is criminal trespass. So they have been offering the students amnesty all morning long to get them out in a peaceful manner. But as you can see, there a huge police and firefighter presence here. Just not sure exactly what's going to happen and how this is going to go here. So, of course, we're going to stay here all morning long and give you updates as we get them. Christian, over to you.
Okay, Megan, thanks very much for that. Got a few questions for you, and I know being outside that building, it may be tough to answer these, but just so people are wondering, do we have any idea how many people have been doing that sit-in protest inside Garland Hall now for 36 days? About how many might be inside?
Yeah, that is a good question, Christian. In fact, you know, we were here at 3:30 this morning because there were rumors that were circulating on Twitter that there might be a raid that goes down at 3 a.m. And when we were asking some of the students, well, are there students in there? How many students are in there? They wouldn't tell us. In fact, they had planned to do a news conference around 8:30 this morning here at Garland Hall, but they wouldn't give us that answer. And school officials are also not exactly sure how many students are inside the building as well. So really tough to say at this point exactly what police are going to walk into when they go into Garland Hall there.
Yeah, they certainly seem to be prepared for anything, Megan. And once again, you mentioned that 8:30 news conference. That's coming from the people who have been protesting, or is that coming from the university, that news conference later this morning?
That is coming from the student protesters. So again, when we came here, there was probably 20 to 25 students who were outside of Garland Hall. They wouldn't talk to us. The only thing that they kept telling us is that they were going to be holding this 8:30 news conference to give an update on their stance about this private police force and also what their next steps are. So again, I'm sure that's probably not going to happen at this point, or maybe they will, just to talk about what's happening here behind me. But that was coming directly from the students who were gathered outside of Garland Hall.
Okay, WMAR2 News' Megan Knight there on the Homewood campus of Johns Hopkins University. We will check back with you shortly as we get new information. Thanks very much for that live report.